Hey guys, welcome back, and as you can see from the headline on this Redux article, this is a very, very spicy topic, and it's one that has been making the rounds on Twitter. This has blown up over the weekend. In fact, I was going to cover this a day or two ago when it first started breaking, and now it has kind of taken a life of its own to where it's actually getting picked up in the mainstream press. And the article here reads, "Fitness influencer faces abuse and threats of violence from trans activists after pledging to open a female-only gym in London." Now, we'll get to some of the videos circulating around on Twitter revolving around this, but the article says the owner of a soon-to-open women's-only gym in London has faced backlash online after clarifying that the space will not be open to biological men who choose to identify as transgender and instead prioritize the safety of biological women. Now, there have always been women's-only spaces, women's-only gyms, women's-only spas, you name it, all sorts of things. This has been something that's been under attack for the last 5 to 10 years due to the influx of, I will just say, men who want to be where women are, supposed to be because they don't feel like there's any right where they're not allowed to be kept out, where they feel like it's their right to be in there. It's very disturbing, and it makes you wonder, why do these men so desperately want to be where women are exclusively? It's a very weird, strange, demented situation. Last month, fitness influencer Natalie Barnett announced that her women's-only gym, The Girls Spot, had finally secured a location in Wandsworth, London. As described on the facility's website, the gym stems from the desire to tackle gym harassment, intimidation, and harassment that women face in the gym regularly, and markets itself as an environment that allows women to thrive as women. Now, I'm not going to go full-fledged feminist on this, because I've seen way too many videos of women choosing to dress very scantily, film their OnlyFans content in gyms, try to get men to look at them so they could dunk on them online. This is a problem that exists across both genders. It is not just men going into the gym and harassing women. Women, unfortunately, are putting men in a situation where if they so much as glance at them because of what they're wearing or just acknowledging their presence, women are going to catch them on video footage because they're all filming themselves in the gym and try to out them as some sort of predator, right? But there are legitimate cases of harassment, and of course, if women want to go to a female-only gym, I have absolutely zero issue with that whatsoever. Barnett, who has amassed over 1 million followers on TikTok, had long shared her plans of opening a women's-only gym with her fans, and regularly offered them updates on her progress, but after proudly declaring her dreams had become a reality, past comments Barnett made on social media sparked debate. So here's the original video that caused all this chaos, right? This is from just a little bit ago here. I think this was this week this video came out.
In 2021, 4 years ago, I made a tweet, and the tweet referenced my women's only gym, The Girls Spot, and being trans inclusive. Now, when I made that tweet in 2021, I had just announced my plans to open a women's only gym. I hadn't thought out the vision or the mission or what it would entail, but all I knew is that I wanted to open a gym. We are now 4 years later, and I have had a great deal of time to figure that out. The Girls Spot Gym exists as a safe space for women because women are facing gym harassment, sexual assault, and sexual violence inside of gyms, and I know that because I'm a victim of it. So the meaning of the Girls Spot Gym is now entirely different, and I say this to say that whilst we are a gym, inside we are focusing on self-defense classes, Muay Thai, boxing classes, as well as workshops and activations around PCOS and training on your menstrual cycle, all of which occur to biological women. Majority of the women who are seeking my women's only gym, The Girls Spot, are coming here because they have faced some level of gym intimidation or sexual violence and assault that has been perpetrated by men. So as the owner of the gym, it is very important to make it clear how my women's only gym will be operating, and it will be operating as a single-sex space for biological women. Now, we do believe that everybody deserves a safe space, and there are many gyms that are starting to have mixed cubicles and changing rooms so that individuals can feel safer and more included in these environments. But the Girls Spot Gym as a standalone is a female-only gym because it is imperative that I stick to the vision and the mission and ensure that these women feel safe.
So that's the video that's really kicked all this off. Now, people had pointed to this previous video she made back in 2021 when she first started off trying to get this gym going. Somebody asked her on TikTok, "Are trans women welcome?" And here was her response at the time.
Okay, so I just want to address this because when my tweet went viral on Twitter, I got so many questions and so many DMs asking if trans women are welcome at my women's only gym. And you guys are hearing it first. Of course, trans women are welcome at my women's only gym. I don't see trans women as trans women. I see trans women as women. And if you identify as a woman, then you're of course welcome. So I don't want to have this question anymore. 100%, any minority group, plus size women, women of color, Muslim women, of course you're welcome at my gym. My gym is going to be a community, it's going to be a collective, and it's just going to be a space for women, by women. So 100,000% trans women are welcome at my gym.
I feel like her accent has improved. I don't know. I feel like she's kind of like refined it a little bit. Yeah, so this is very, I'd say, hypocritical, coming from the fact that this was her previous stance. Now, again, are people allowed to change their opinion in 4 years? Of course. And over the last 4 or 5 years, she's probably looked around and went, what I thought was okay back then, I'm not okay with now. The problem, as I see it, and this is from what a lot of people are criticizing her for, I guess there was a GoFundMe to get her gym up and running, which is not a good look to say at the time, okay, here, come support my gym financially. Of course, it's going to allow men who think they're women to be in the locker rooms and be in the gym. But now here, we are 4 years later, and she's like, oh no, it's for biological women only. So again, while I agree that there should be no men in a biologically female-only gym, I'm not the one that was out there saying, of course, trans women are women, right? So it says, however, on Sunday, Barnett clarified in a video that her position had since changed. She noted that she had not really considered the vision of the gym, which now extends self-defense class and all that other stuff, right? So after her announcement, Barnett immediately faced backlash from trans-identified male and pro-trans commentators for her decision, with some arguing that this has amounted to a rug pull. I would say I can honestly agree with that to an extent, although I don't really feel any sympathy for these people, but I get it. Others argued that the concept of the women's only gym was unenforceable and suggested that it was impossible to tell males and females apart from one another in some cases. Okay, just because you LARP really well as a male or as a female does not make you indistinguishable. And furthermore, what about having basic human decency and morality? If somebody hands me a piece of paperwork and says, here's your application for X, Y, or Z, you have to check male or female, and I know in my heart of hearts that I'm not a female, that I'm a male, and I check the box for female, that means I'm being deceitful, and if that person is found out, they will be kicked out of the gym. It's that simple. So you want to be like, oh, well, how will they know? Well, guess what? Someone's going to see it in the locker room. Trust me, somebody will know. Someone asked her, you're going to do genital checks, going to do DNA scans, going to refuse any woman who happens to look too masculine to your tastes. Beth McCall, a London-based freelance journalist who has bylines in Vice and Ellie, well, that's a mouthful, suggested that it was men, not trans women, who harass women inside and outside of gyms. Yeah, no, just look at statistics for violence committed within female-only prisons and see how many of those men who are in female prisons identify as trans. Hint, hint, every single one of them. Our efforts to tackle harassment, sexual assault, and violence should include all victims of that, McCall said, a real shame. But the detractors who have also targeted Barnett with chilling death threats and comments of, harassment, were challenged by supporters who praised the influencer for her decision to stand by women. She quickly attracted attention from Sex Matters trustee Emma Hilton and the founder of Women's Only app, Giggle. I don't even know what Giggle is. Women's rights advocates similarly piled into Barnett's replies to defend her from abuse. Today, Barnett was made another post clarifying her position. She says, I wholeheartedly sympathize with trans women and allies who feel hurt by my recent announcement, and I appreciate that the decision to operate in this way will come as a disappointment to some. This has been the unwavering drive behind the Girl Spot, and I'm excited to launch this space. I want to be clear, I'm in no way saying that trans women don't face adversity or that they don't deserve a safe space, because they absolutely do. Okay, this is the thing. She won't give up the virtue signal. She will not come out and just say women are women and men are men, because she doesn't want to lose her TikTok audience. This, of course, has had massive amounts of backlash. You've had people like this, women who've decided to remove their top to become men, saying, I can't wait to come and use your gym as a safe space. So basically, they're threatening the biological women that are there. Then you've got people like Brianna Wu, activists like Brianna Wu coming out saying trans sisters of a gym full of assault victims wants a space to train with only biological women. Read the room and go to the one of the other gyms that will welcome you. But again, that's not the response for most people. You see this person here saying masculine women and studs being escorted out for not passing the women test. You see people here. I mean, this is the thing. It's not just that the women are afraid of biological men. Trans people are increasing in numbers these days in calls for violence towards other people they disagree with. And I think this is a prime example of this screenshot here. I'm not going to get too much into. But yeah, this has been a thing. These people are vicious. They are like screaming for violence, and they are definitely not happy with the fact that this woman, for right or wrong, has changed her tune over the last few years because of whatever reason. She's decided now, even though I did all this virtue signaling in the past, now I'm going to say women only. So again, while I agree with her that her gym should be women only if it's supposed to be for, biological women, I, again, am not the one that was trying to virtue signal these people. This was you, lady. So I'm not going to shed too many tears or too much sympathy for this gal, because this is, again, the situation that she has created because she cultivated her audience by trying to, you know, endear herself to these people, to the Alphabet Mafia. But unfortunately, this is kind of the price you have to pay for blowing up on TikTok, starting this gym, you know, crowdfunding, virtue signaling. And that's just the way it is. So I'll be curious to hear what you guys' thoughts on it. This is a situation that's not going to be going away anytime soon, I'm sure, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Alright, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.